You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Oh, we got a lot lined up here on the show for live from New Orleans. On the road once again with the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. And, reunion time for Travis Achan with all his former teammates. I thought that was pretty cool. Well received. Talk a little bit about it. Orlando Magic released their schedule along with the rest of the NBA schedule. And heck yeah, we're talking some Orlando Magic now with new Action Sports Jax TV coming in October. And Jason Hamby drops news that Pat McAfee's dropping albums. Okie dokie. Full coverage ahead on the Jags. What to watch for tomorrow, even though we won't see, I would assume, most of the starters, if not all of the starters. And then finally, fans have been asking for cheaper concessions, and they get it here in Jacksonville. That is some good news for Jags fans going to the bank starting next Friday night. Brent Martineau here in New Orleans. Austen Lane back in the Action Sports Jax studios. And I know you guys talked about Jaden Daniels a bunch yesterday, but holy cow, Twitter did its thing. The internet is doing its thing. And I've been kind of busy on and off throughout looking. And once I just keep popping up and seeing different things. And the creative juices of people are really flowing right now on Jaden Daniels. It is pretty comical.
Yeah, man, I mentioned it yesterday. You know, as a parent, you have to toe the line of caring way too much and trying to be polarizing in your son's life. And listen, there's no reports out there, but we can all assume this has more to do with his mom than it does actually Jaden Daniels. And you're not doing your son any favors right now. Obviously, it's a giant distraction. He's being asked about it in training camp and everything. It's unfortunate, man, because it's a conversation that should have just happened behind closed doors in an email and not over, Twitter and going back and forth.
Yeah, I think it's just crazy. That part of it is seemingly nuts anyway, but really how people have just jumped on the number 5 everywhere bandwagon is even better, in my opinion. I guess the domino effect, I know you talked about a lot, but what do you think the domino effect could be in the locker room, any locker room? I mean, he's the CEO of that. He's a young guy, though, still has a lot to prove, even though he had a really nice rookie campaign. Is there anything football-wise that Dan Quinn and others are dealing with this?
I don't think it's really a Washington Commanders issue. Like, yeah, sure, it's going to bring distractions to Jaden Daniels, but, like, I don't think it really affects the Commanders' locker room at all unless Jaden Daniels gets distracted by it and starts playing, at a lower level. But this is more of just, like, I feel like a Jaden Daniels inner circle problem than anything.
Yeah, I got to be careful who your team is. And mom's probably done a lot of good things for Jaden Daniels. Maybe this one doesn't sound like it was so good. Did you watch any preseason football last night? Hands up if you did. I really did not. Caught a few highlights. But what caught your attention around the league? I know some of the headlines. Cam Ward just okay in his debut for 2026 in the preseason. What does it mean? Probably not much. The Titans played San Francisco. What else caught your attention?
Hamby, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson did not play all that great, and you can tell me that he went on to complete 11 out of 15 or whatever. He made a couple of nice throws, but no thanks, man.
Why?
2 turnovers against 2s and 3s is all I need to see. I don't care what the stats say. I know that.
Did you watch the game?
I know the interception hit off the guy's hands. It was probably a late throw anyway.
Did you watch the game?
I watched the highlights.
Did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch it live.
Okay, so then you checked the box score and said Anthony Richardson sucks.
Pretty much. And then I watched it back this morning, and it confirmed it.
Really? So the throw across the middle when he was getting hit down the middle, like, that wasn't a good throw?
No, it was
the fact that he should have had another touchdown, went out at the 1, and then they got too, like, fancy.
He had a couple nice runs, too.
And then gave it to the running back, and they fumbled at the 1 when it should have been a second touchdown. Like, that doesn't mean anything. And the fact that the ball hit the receiver in the face mask and both hands and then got deflected doesn't mean anything?
Just don't think anything's changed, man.
Really?
I mean, he's still fumbling out there. I mean,
Trevor's fumbled before, yeah. I mean, you know we're talking about a backup quarterback position, right?
Yeah, and I know he's going against 3s.
He's going against 2s. The Patriots played their 2s in the first half.
Okay, so
and number 2, and then he also was he playing with the starters?
No.
Okay, so then it was 2s on 2s. last time I checked, Anthony Richardson is auditioning for a backup quarterback role.
If you can't even hold on to the ball with toting the rock 4 or 5 times in a preseason game.
Okay. So because he fumbled once, that dismisses him as a good backup quarterback?
We can't turn the ball over.
Once again, because he fumbled once, that means he's not a good backup quarterback?
He's not good, man. It's not just last night. He would have to do a lot to change my mind, and my point is last night didn't change my mind. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, no, but I already think he's not good, and last night did not change that.
How did Riley Leonard look?
I don't think anybody looked all that great last night.
How did Riley Leonard look?
I don't know. I didn't look.
He was horrible with the exact same guys that he was playing with Anthony Richardson. And Riley Leonard was a late-round pick who's kind of fresh on the scene. Where is he from again? Is he from Duke?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. How did Riley Leonard look last
Both.
night?
Yeah, he was Duke. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think overall, I think Anthony Richardson may have made himself a little stock last night in terms of, I don't know if they're going to release. Okay. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you, Hamby. Go back and watch the game. He should have had another touchdown. He went out at the 1. The interception was bogus because it hit the receiver in 2 hands. Yeah, he should have fumbled, absolutely. He was trying to make a play happen, didn't work. But I don't think Anthony Richardson played a bad game at all. I think he looked like a backup quarterback out there.
I saw that tweet from Hamby yesterday, and I didn't know where the game was at. I was like, this is going to be something.
Literally, I had somebody text me last night and go, dude, what's up with Hamby? I go, what are you talking about? And they're like, somebody went to the Brent Martineau school of tweeting things too early, and I looked it up. I'm like, man, now I got to go out of my way to make a tweet when I don't. I'm just trying to watch the game. I'm trying to watch my former water boy from Iola, Scandinavia, Christian Welsh, do his thing in the Green Bay Packers game, which he had some tackles. He had a nice showing. So I'm just trying to watch that, and then I got the octobox, or I had the quad box going on with all the preseason games. Wasn't watching the Field of Dreams game at all. Could care less about playing in a cornfield when there's football on. But it was just, yeah, man. There's segments I don't need to get at, 8:30 in the evening when I'm just trying to chill and do my thing.
I love your getting tweets. I don't know how I caught astray in this, but nice job, Hamby. Thanks for bringing me into
I don't know. Have you had a history? Have you tweeted something out before you should have tweeted?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go then.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably a pretty good reference, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better. I don't know about truly better. But well, good for you. I mean, I didn't watch a lick of it, so I really don't know. I think Z Fortner said, you guys are watching preseason games. Yeah, I think that's questionable. But you get an idea of what people are doing. And it actually is pretty interesting. I know you guys talked a lot about Anthony Richardson this week, but how much they showcase him, what he can do. Is there actually a 6th round pick in there to get something for him, or is it straight release? He obviously doesn't want to be there, right? And wants to change the scenery. So maybe a showing like that helps more than Hamby thinks. But I think it's very hard to dissect preseason stuff for obvious reasons. You can see bad, like maybe even we saw with the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday in the camp practice. It wasn't great. I mean, it didn't look like the Jags were a 13-win team and the Saints were a 6-win team a year ago. That's for sure. But it's what you have. And for Anthony Richardson, these are the most valuable moments of, potentially this stage of his NFL career is to turn that into something. And so, and you got to take, these guys will take everything with a grain of salt, like you said. I mean, playing against the twos, playing with the twos, playing who's blocking for you, all those different things. They're not just going to look at it like a normal football game. So be interested to see what the Colts can do with Anthony Richardson and Cam Ward. We're getting there, right? Cam Ward looked terrible, but I don't buy much into that. I'm not even a huge Cam Ward guy, and I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, I told you so. I'm just not buying into, 6 passes or 8 passes or whatever it is for Cam Ward and the Titans just yet.
Yeah, Cam Ward missed some easy ones, but I get it. I'm not going to put a lot of stake into that either, right? As far as Anthony Richardson's concerned, I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. I think he could be suitable as a backup. And, when he was drafted, it was all the narrative, okay, give me the next Cam Newton, the next Josh Allen, right? Because you didn't really have the stats to go off from college. What you had was the intangibles of physicality and obviously his speed and everything, right? So, that's what the Colts banked on. Well, it obviously didn't work out, right? And it was a nightmare for the Colts. But then, if you look at it now, it's almost like the reincarnation where Malik Willis doing his thing in Green Bay, going to a team where Matt LaFleur kind of developed him a little bit, and then he gets an opportunity in, 2 or 3 games to really do his thing and use his legs, and it worked out there. And now look at Malik Willis, right? I mean, he's essentially going to be the penciled-in starter in the Miami Dolphins. So that's where I think people are intrigued about Anthony Richardson. Again, it's like, well, okay, if you maybe get him on the right team with the right coach, with all his physical traits, like, could he be another Malik Willis where he comes in for 3 or 4 games, balls out, and then somehow gets a bigger contract with another team?
Yeah, made millions. I mean, millions and millions and millions, life-changing money. By the
and
way.
We saw him in Tennessee.
Yeah, we did. Like,
was not good.
We thought that was over. We thought it was over.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you, man. I think, listen, I think Mac Jones went from New England to Jacksonville to San Francisco and is happy in San Francisco regardless of his role for the exact same thing you're talking about with a guy like Malik Willis. He get around LaFleur, for him, get around Shanahan. And when you get that next opportunity, that is your opportunity. If you get one, I know there's an if there, but if you get that opportunity, which usually it does come in some way, shape, or form, then you make the most of it and you're ready to go. And I think Mac's being really smart about that part of it, where, he's playing anyway every single year of his career. And if he's not the starter here in Jacksonville, he played for 7 weeks or 6 weeks or something like that. See how I flipped that around today? So you
I like that.
say,
like that. Yep.
And
reverse
and then last year played a bunch with with Purdy out. So I'm interested to see that next step for him. A little bit different talking about Anthony Richardson, but I think your Malik Willis comp is pretty good. I'm trying to think of all the years we've done this, like really what we saw in a preseason game anyway, that we were like, wow, that really turned the light bulb on for us. Like that was something. Now it's different in practices. I think we saw that bubble last year. You can have Jags practices that were locked into each week, and you can say, okay, well, they're doing this or that, and that shows in the regular season. And sometimes it doesn't, but I think it did last year, and I think we believe some of these things could this year. But actual games, I don't really think that happens. I just don't know of a time in my 25 years now covering the NFL that I was like, wow, I saw something on August 14th and it really showed up. It's like I always comp it to a spring game in college football. It's like there's nothing really in a spring game in college football in May that you talk about in September and October and say, told you so. I mean, unless it's some deep dive crazy thing, but it just doesn't usually happen. It can be a player, by the way. Like tomorrow could be, BJ Green, who's been dominant in camp, has a dominant game and is going to be your third pass rusher, and he proves that. He continues to do that. It can be that. I'm talking about a team-wide thing. And usually even at the quarterback spot, it's either inflated or deflated to some degree.
And you know how I feel about this because I bring this up all the time. But and we'll get into things that we're going to watch this preseason game. But I will be watching penalties. Like and I get it'll be the backups, right? It'll be the backup quarterback. It'll be the backup wide receivers and everything, backup offensive line. That's fine. But if we're talking about false starts, illegal motions, things like that, I mean, that to me is all predicated off of what you're doing at practice, right? So, like, if your backups aren't getting it, who's to say your starters aren't going to be getting it either, right? So, like, I think that can carry over when you talk about penalties, and I'm talking not aggressive penalties, right? Guys trying to make a roster spot, so not pass interference and roughing the quarterback. That's fine. But I'm saying the pre-snap penalties, I feel like they have to be cleaned up against the Saints, because if they're not, and we're talking, they have 8 or 9 penalties in that department, well then that narrative is going to be, here we go again. We saw this last season a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I do. I think that, and even physicality to some degree, however you want to measure that up in the running game or maybe on the defensive side of things, or if someone sees a little deeper in the trenches, I think some of those can show up. But I agree with you on the penalties. I think it was not a good performance yesterday in that category yesterday from the Jags, and they have a lot of offensive linemen running in and out of there against the Saints, but there were a lot of penalties. I mean, it was noteworthy how many penalties there were, and I actually thought Liam Cohen was going to be a little more pissed off about it, but he handled that pretty well too. Like post-practice was very even keel, and for what that's worth. But he basically was like, at the end of practice, I didn't even know who was in there on the offensive line. I mean, there were that many plug and plays. So let's go back to yesterday. You guys basically were, I'm assuming, were kind of living the show through watching an illegal stream and some of the tweets and stuff coming out of there.
Yeah.
So basically, it was play-by-play and the whole entire time. I was on a heater yesterday, so it was hard to digest everything going on until after the fact. Fast fingers were overheating phone out there at a hot Metairie, Louisiana training camp. What did you take away as you pull back from yesterday? What were your thoughts on at least what you heard, what you saw after practice and I guess once everything was out there?
Yeah, I mean, what we saw, unfortunately, we were treated to a whole lot of punt period for the illegal stream for a while, so there wasn't really much to take away from there. But after it, we saw the team defense, team offense, and everything, and I thought the Jaguars' defense in terms of defensive line and the run game, and it's not a surprise, right? That's kind of their calling card. It's what they were good at last year. I thought they did a great job of, I think, a couple times Travis Etienne got stopped kind of at the line of scrimmage or a yard behind. And same thing with Alvin Kamara as well. So that kind of stood out to me a little bit. Obviously, everyone's talking about the whole Travis Hunter thing. And I don't know if you saw the clips of the Saints players talking smack to him, saying you should stay on wide receiver, don't play cornerback and all that stuff. But that was funny. Like, it's an overreaction, right? Trayvon Walker would have had that quarterback sack on Tyler Shuck regardless. But I understand for optics-wise, you got to post the video and everything and hype yourself up. Chris Olave is a great receiver in his own right. But I'm not putting any stake in, Travis Hunter was outmatched yesterday, anything like that. I will be honest. I will be putting – I don't gamble a lot, but I will be sprinkling Clowney for Defensive Player of the Year because I guess he had 6 sacks yesterday.
Chase Young.
I'm
sorry, not Clowney. Yeah, Chase Young. Chase Young, Clowney. Yeah, it's
actually a good comp. It's a good comp, by the way.
It's a horse apiece sometimes, I feel like. Yeah. Chase Young will be sprinkled on for his Defensive Player of the Year because apparently he had 6 sacks yesterday. So take that for how you want. That's what he said. I don't know if that was the truth or not. He's feeling himself. Good on him. That makes me a little nervous, I guess. I assume it was the right side of the defensive line that he was going against.
Yeah, he was on Anton Harrison a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't see all Chase Young. I thought I definitely saw sacks or a handful of sacks, but I didn't see just 99 in there all the time. And again, I wasn't watching their guys as much or in tune. I think if it was Trayvon Walker or Josh Hines-Allen, you kind of count them in your head a little bit differently. But 6 sacks also reminded me of like going to play your pickup basketball game, coming home at night at 10 o'clock all sweaty and saying to dad, like, hey, I dropped 30.
Oh, dude was Mr. Thanksgiving. Did you see the press conference?
Yeah.
Dude, then he goes, I like 6. Oh, okay. Sure. Good on you.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, man.
But the offensive line did have troubles. It's a matter of, I never did ask Liam this question in the presser, but I think because I kind of knew the answer, it was going to be a combination of, okay, maybe they had a couple bad reps. Okay, they got a bunch of different people going in and out of there. And then, okay, they're also seeing a defensive front that they're not game planning for, right? And that's the one thing about these joint practices that I don't think people fully get. It's hard sometimes in the passing game and offensively, especially early in the practice. I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying it can be hard because you don't know what that defense is throwing at you. And you've been seeing your defense for the last 2.5 weeks. So now you can poke some holes in a Campanile defense that you're seeing every practice. A little trickier. You're just doing your thing. And that's what you get in preseason games as well. And so that's why some of it looks a little sloppy and sometimes almost dominant from one side or the other if it doesn't mix and match. So again, take it all with a breath. For me, I actually was struck by the fact that Liam Cohen was very even keel. I was wondering what his temperature was going to be after that. And I told you guys, and I think everybody knows, that practice essentially got saved by a red zone period where Trevor was dominant in that. And what I liked about the Trevor stuff, I don't think I got into this too much with you guys yesterday, is that it felt like he sensed there was a sense of urgency about the practice because the first 35 or 40 minutes did not go well. His first pass was picked off. They're obviously stumbling and bumbling, not a lot going smooth. Mm-hmm. And then he gets in that red zone and they did do well. It was dominant. You don't usually see red zone periods dominant. It's tough to do, especially as an offense. And they were like boom, boom, boom. It looked like a flag football game, essentially in the red zone. And he was fist pumping and kind of had a little swagger to him there. And I think that was like almost an internal deal. And who knows what he said in the huddle and other thing, like, hey, let's get going here. We're getting our ass kicked in this practice. Yeah. I don't know if he said that or not, but you felt like he did that. He helped turn it instead of maybe like Liam Cohen jumping all over these guys. I talked to Liam after the practice for a minute. I wanted to ask him if, like last year against Miami, he would have reacted different, because last year against Miami, that practice wasn't great for the Jags offense either. And he said, basically was like, yeah, it's pretty good observation. Last year, I was probably like down there jumping on him, right? Like I was probably all over him. And now I'm like, okay, let's take a breath here. He's like, I didn't even get pissed off like during that session. I was like, hey, this is just the way it's going to go. And he just, to give it a little bit of context, he told me that at last year's Miami practice, he had no idea about his football team. He had no idea. He just didn't even know what to expect. He's like, oh my gosh, we come out of the gates against somebody else looking like this. But now he knows what to expect out of his football team, Austen. So I think he can take the punches a little bit differently.
Well, and ironically, didn't like Brian Thomas Jr. have like the ball practices last year against Miami?
He did. He was like the only guy.
He was like balling out, and then obviously the start of the season happened, right? So how much stake can you really put into it? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good call. I forgot about that element of it.
I just remember Pete Prisco going crazy, like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and listen, that Miami team was not, I know it didn't turn out well for Miami, but they had some players on that Miami team that they've since dispensed them all. But they had some players on that Miami team. So one other note, and you guys brought them up on that play, and I get the play that everybody's talking about, that Trayvon would have had the sack, and that's cool. I actually think, Austen, he's a bit of an underrated player through camp. I feel like I've seen enough stuff out at practice that he looks like he's been dominant at times. Getting to the quarterback. I think we saw a couple of times yesterday, not just on that one play everybody's going to reference, but there was another time that he actually did get in there on a sack. And I feel like he's one of the least talked about players through the first 3 weeks of camp, coming off a $100 million extension. And, me, I'm a big fan of Trayvon. And I think I just wonder if we've got something brewing here on a big season, like the biggest of seasons yet for number 44.
Yeah, I mean, if he can stay healthy, it's definitely on the table for him, right? I mean, and you still see it in training camp a little bit. They're asking him to do some of the dirty work, but that's more, I feel like, an inside team run when you know that, when you know your opponent's going to run. You see him bump down a little bit to that 4 eyes still, which I understand. I mean, dude is built like a defensive tackle in a lot of ways. So if you can boost your run game, so be it. But this is where what we've been talking about, where those wrinkles might come in a little bit, right? Where you might see him stand up over the center, over a guard, and then now he's running games and blitzes and things like that, where he can really show off his athleticism. Because I think last year he was really an unsung hero in that defense of the dirty tasks that he was asked to do, and there wasn't a lot of spotlight on him. But I feel like this year you might see a little more of him showcasing his athleticism, right? Him getting to showcase his speed, his strength, and all that stuff. And if that's the case, then I think the sky's the limit for Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I think, and you highlighted that last year, by the way, or maybe it was even in the offseason with Campanile, but I think it was in real time what he was doing and some of those things, the dirty work. And I think, again, internally, people respect that, appreciate that a lot more than externally when the sack numbers are not there.
And I'm sure his teammates appreciate it too, right? Because, I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of, first-round picks that would be, I'll put my hand in the, 2 hands in the dirt and play a 4-eye for you. Yeah, maybe I'll sacrifice some of my quarterback sack numbers and everything, and maybe don't get the best, the PFF rating just to help our run game. Like, I feel like not every single guy would buy in and do that. Defensive ends and edges, they're all focused on the pressures and the quarterback sacks. Why? Because that's what pays the bills. But shout out to the Jaguars for having the foresight to go, maybe, he didn't have his best season last year and everything, but we're still going to pay him accordingly because he's that important to our team.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing to note, too, I mean, you mentioned the health. It's not like he's had a problem staying healthy in his career. But last year, he did have 2 significant injuries that he played through. I mean, toughness is one thing, but the production numbers just don't match up when you have a significant wrist injury where you're basically playing with one hand and then a knee injury right after that. And I think because people play through injuries so much in the NFL, and I think because these guys are tough and you're built to be tough and bred to be tough, that you just like, okay, well, they're playing through injuries, so they're going to just be who they are. And I think that wasn't the case last year with Trayvon Walker. I think he did a lot of good things still, but certainly was nowhere near where he can be. And those injuries impacted him, and I think a lot of his production. So again, I feel like there's a decent chance if you want to. It's not a buy low, but I think if you want to buy a boom, it might be Trayvon Walker here in 2026.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, everyone's talking about the Houston tandem, right? As they should. I mean, great pass rushers in their own right. But I think people have kind of forgotten a little bit what Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen are capable of. And yes, I get the numbers are down last year for Trayvon Walker, but like you said, Brent, you go back to that injury, like it'd be one thing if it was like a Von Miller who hurt his wrist, right? Where Von Miller, I mean, I think he's still in his career where he still has that speed and everything, where he relies on that dip, right? The fluid hips, he gets low, like he relies as a speed rusher. Trayvon Walker, although he's got a great first step, he's a speed to power guy. So it's essentially like saying, hey, you're a pitcher, and we're going to take away your fastball. Now have fun throwing your curveball and everything, but you can't set up with your fastball. That's what happened to Trayvon Walker last year. Like, you took away his power because the guy was playing with one hand. Like, it's not the easiest thing to do when you're kind of a power rusher.
Yeah, just ask Paul Skeens right now, right? Good comp right there. A couple other thoughts for me on Jags practice yesterday. Parker Washington continues to do his thing. He told me, and you'll hear it a little bit later, it took a little while to get going in practice. Just ball wasn't coming his way, and then he still made a play or two or three or four that Parker does. It just doesn't take a day off from making plays. Antonio Johnson had a good day. Foye Oluokun had a good day. Jabbar Muhammad continues to be a guy that catches my attention. I don't know if it's a consistent day in, day out, practice in, practice out, but it certainly has flashes to it back in the spring and now. And I wonder where he fits into this puzzle. Certainly could just be a depth and special teams guy. But I think if you're looking for a player that you really hadn't heard much about, or so many of these guys on this defense, number 37, watch him tomorrow because he has been excellent. And maybe he comes back in that what to watch for this preseason game. But he was good yesterday. And by the way, two of those plays against Olave in the end zone. Now, Olave pulled down one of them one-handed, but he was out of bounds, which means usually the defender has pretty good position. So you can make the highlight catch. Out of bounds, it's out of bounds. I think he's played really well. I'm going to flip one thing back, maybe a little on the negative side. Any concern at all that we can take a splash of a practice here or there from Trevor, but we're not glowing about Trevor Lawrence practices on a daily basis? Is there anything like in the back of your mind that says, should that give us some pause at all? Like, is he as advanced as we need him to be, think he was going to be going into year two? When we had Liam Cohen on a few weeks ago to start camp, he said, hey, hopefully by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he's practicing like he did at the end of last year. I think if you're being completely honest, I would say that's probably hasn't been the case day in, day out. So I'm just curious if anyone doesn't want to say it out loud, but is a little bit concerned about some of the inconsistencies at practice out of that offense, or even in particular Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's been bad, by the way. I'm not trying to suggest that. I just don't think we're raving about him on a daily basis. There are some practices we're like, oh, wow, or that red zone period we're like, oh, wow. But I just don't know if it's on a daily basis. We're like, holy cow, man, sign him up. He's going to be the MVP this year yet.
No, I mean, I think this is the symptoms now of having a franchise quarterback with high expectations, where, I think in the past we would watch Trevor Lawrence with a microscope because we had to see, okay, is this going to be our guy going forward or not? Like, we all know that he is now. So I think once that narrative comes to fruition, people aren't like watching every single Trevor Lawrence play. And like on top of all the Parker Washington highlights, all the great Parker Washington catches, the Travis Hunter highlights, well, who's throwing the football? Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, right? It's just now I feel like the focus has shifted towards, the wide receivers, towards Parker Washington, who's been like, the camp hype man, if you will, and Travis Hunter. And Trevor Lawrence kind of takes a back seat a little bit, and that's completely fine. So, no, I'm not worried whatsoever. I just think this is the symptom now of, hey, you know what kind of quarterback you have, you know what we got, and now we just got to make sure our skill guys can give him what, Trevor Lawrence needs to be successful. It's like last night, Joe Burrow, I don't know why he was in, but didn't really have the best game, got sacked, and everything. But, like, I don't think Bengals fans are saying, oh, well, that's it, hang it up. I'm like, no, man, that's not how it works. It's just I think expectations now are where we think they're for Trevor, and we're focused on other things.
I really love what you said there. That's good context of it all. But let me ask Fast Fingers Hamby about this too, though, because he plays the emotional roller coaster sometimes, at least on the backup quarterbacks. Any thought? And I will give Hamby credit here. He is the guy that actually, on a couple of those throws, to whether it's Parker or someone else, everybody's talking about Travis Hunter catch. Everybody's like, well, how about the dime that Trevor just threw? Nobody is talking about it, to Austin's point. Hamby, what's your thoughts so far on 16 in this camp? Is it about what you expected? Did you expect a little bit more at now, or it is what it is?
Yeah, I don't think I expected much more. I mean, there might be a few throws or practices where I'm like, man, I wish we, it's just fun to be over the moon about your quarterback. So whenever you're not exactly there, you kind of wish that you were. But I'm not concerned in the slightest. I really don't have any worries about it. I think he'll be just fine. And especially as he continues to progress. I mean, he wasn't lights out yesterday, but red zone is a very crucial part. And the fact that he was there is, if he wouldn't have had that, then maybe I think this conversation is a little different. But the fact that he rebounded and some of those balls, even in the 3 clips that they put out yesterday, they're perfect placement. They're literally perfect balls. So I got no stresses about Trevor.
That's good. Yeah, and again, I think we saw it in real time yesterday. That was what we're talking about today is different because of what happened in the red zone. I'll also say this. What happens in the red zone usually can dictate whether a guy is going to be a candidate for an MVP season or not. And overall, Liam said the red zone's been good in practices, so he's been pretty happy with that. Such a crucial part of the field, right? Third downs in red zone, that's your quarterback time. And so if Trevor can navigate that, and what he's not even doing right now is running. So, I mean, once you get in there, you can run a little bit more too. So I think there's a lot to like. Austin, I think you hit something that really just didn't register with me at all until you just said it, because I've never experienced it here in Jacksonville. And it's your comp to like Joe Burrow if he has a bad moment or a bad day in a game or in a preseason game, whatever else, or in a practice. And it's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Whatever. He's going to come back and do this. We've never had the luxury of that here, at least since, again, I've been around. Maybe back in the 90s, you did with Mark Brunell for a bit where you're like, don't worry about it. He'll be back next week or he'll be back in the fourth quarter. And so it really does feel like that has turned in Jacksonville. Like we have actually made that turn, which is a gigantic turn to make. Where he's considering in October, there was discourse about that position still of last year. So, I mean, that turn that you just mentioned, it is a massive turn for this franchise and for Trevor Lawrence, because now he doesn't even have to deal with all that noise all the time. It's like, don't worry, he's got this. There's just the utmost confidence, teammates, fan base, obviously coaches, that he's the guy, good play, bad play, move on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about it feeling different around here? Like, let's go back to the Blaine Gabbert years. We would see it in practice, like, man, that guy's going to be the real deal. Then all of a sudden it didn't translate to a game, so fans didn't know how to think. Then we had the whole Blake Bortles experience where it was like the arm angle with the arm throw. It was like walk like an Egyptian. So we were breaking that down with Blake Bortles and his arm angle for like, it seemed like 2 camps and everything. Mm-hmm. And then the whole Trevor Lawrence thing too is like, all right, is this going to be like it's refreshing that we can just take a breath now and go, all right, good practice, bad practice, whatever, man. That's our guy. It's all good. You know, I'm more worried about the run game right now, or, you know, can the wide receiver catch the football? Like, that's what we're focused on now, right? Like, it's you get to a point as a franchise and a team, and granted, it took the Jacksonville Jaguars a long time, I feel like, to get here, but you're finally to that point now where it's like we can focus on other things. We can talk about the defense and, like, what the safety is going to look like. We can talk about, well, this running back room, who's going to take, you know, most of the carries. Like, it's refreshing to be able to do that and not have to break down a quarterback every single day. And that's exactly what we're like right now. And YB400, thank you very much, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and chase Young that like button, everybody. Let's go ahead and hit it 6 times, and then let's go ahead and tell all our friends that we hit it 6 times. Appreciate you, YB400. Let's go ahead and chase Young that like button today.
All right, we're 35 minutes in before a break. We're going to get to one. But let me just ask you guys real quick, instead of belaboring it, level of concern overall for the offensive line as we sit here on August 14th, now officially inside a month before the start of the regular season against the Cleveland Browns.
It's definitely a little bit more for me than it was 3 weeks ago, that's for sure.
I don't know the plan, so yeah, I'm concerned because I'm not sure when Cole Van Lanen's coming back. So, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 to concern, on a scale of getting out the panic button, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna download it. Like it's
Make sure it's still in the
system.
file.
Yeah, it's in the system. Like Hamby, I'm not saying put your finger on the trigger quite yet, but I'm saying
Just locate it.
yeah. And if Cole Van Lannon isn't going to be ready for like week 3, week 4, well then let's go and get the Chase Young amount of panic buttons out because that could be an issue.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's just say what we were concerned about the most going into camp was the Jags running game. I think that has now shifted to the offensive line.
I think it goes hand in hand though.
Well, it does. I get it. But
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of like the backs that they have. You don't know how it's going to play out. But right now, you don't even know what's on your offensive line. Like you really have a lot. It's become a position of depth that now becomes, I think, a pretty decent concern. Health is a huge part of that, but also quality of play and whether you're going to put a Monheim in at right guard and a Milam at right tackle. That would be also a big level of unknown, even with some upside with some young players. So, yeah. Was that Z Porter? Thank God Garrett is gone. Yeah, absolutely. If Chase Young had 6 sacks yesterday, holy cow!
I mean,
the break of the season.
And I had this in my comments when I talked about Myles Garrett leaving. Don't sleep on Jared Verse, which I get it. Like, dude's great in his own right, but yeah, he's not Myles Garrett.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. Brent, Austen, make sure that panic button, Hamby, moves over with our new look that we might debut next week. I think we're on pace to, and also to TV. When that happens in October, okay? Don't bury that panic button just yet. We're going to need that thing in Jacksonville. Brent and Austen Show. On the road, presented by Nimnicht Buick GMC, by the way, this time in New Orleans, Louisiana. Talk a little bit about the reunion. I thought it was cool. I think sometimes you get more insight on how impactful a player is when they're gone. I think we did a little bit of that with Calais Campbell. I'm not sure Travis Etienne is to that degree. I'm not sure how far behind he is either, what people are saying about reuniting with Travis.
Brent, who's this picture right here? Do we know?
What's that?
That's the Quint.
That's the Quint.
Quinn Allen and Bashal Tootin. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Gotcha. Okay. So like the guy on the right is obviously Tootin, or I'm sorry, Quinn Allen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be getting a random drug test tomorrow. Oh yeah. Can't post that picture and not get a random drug test. Sorry, man. It's the way it goes.
We'll be right back. Also, what Liam Cohen had to say about him was funny. If you missed that, I'll share that quote on LaQuinn Allen. We'll be right back.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Local sports content anytime and anywhere. That's been the vision of the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network as we bring you live events and exclusive interviews just like this.
I'd be lying if I'd have said in 1995 when they picked me that 30 years later I'd be sitting here.
Let's see this weigh in right now. What do we got? Oh, we got a big hole. 44.48. There's the moment here.
Lead is 14, matching the largest of the game. Crawford, he did it again!
If we can't do the minimum of making it to the Final Four, then something's really not right.
And it's only growing from there. So join the thousands of people that have been tuning into the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network each week. Download the apps, save the website, or tune into any of our social media platforms as we bring you local sports anytime and anywhere. So come watch some sports with us on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. It's nobody but Nimnicht, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnicht Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnicht. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnicht for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville. It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, there's the coverage we got lined up for you tomorrow. We still got some coverage today, obviously, here on the Brent and Austen Show from New Orleans. Tonight, 1st and 10 training camp, 11:15 on CBS 47, Fox 30, which will include week 0 of high school football. So some games that count, but most games are kickoff classics. We'll have some of those games for you tonight at 11:15. But tomorrow's big day, obviously, of coverage. The most coverage ever by a preseason game, maybe that doesn't feature starters. I don't know. I'm sure others have done the same. An hour pregame. You think doing this stuff's easy? Try to do an hour pregame show on no starters playing. We've got that tomorrow. Then we got the game. And then we have 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock live post-game show. We will hear from some of those guys that played. And then tomorrow night, Action Sports Jax prime time for a half hour. So here we go. It's football season as we load up.
Hey, man, I got to do a 2-hour pregame show talking about this game, too. So, like, I don't know where you're getting off thinking, like, oh, an hour. Like, oh, yeah? I got to do 2.
I hear you, man. It's it's fun. In some respects, it's fun. But we also know, like, for these kind of you obviously you sign up to watch these games to watch Trevor Lawrence's and Travis Hunter's player of the world, right? So to be honest with you, I love this time of year. I love those kind of stories. I love getting to share I'll be on the sideline tomorrow, hopefully share some of the stories of some of these guys, the BJ Greens, the Danny Strigos. Those are so much fun to watch unfold. But I also understand, it's a very regional broadcast too. And the masses would like to see a 13-4 team play. But they also get it. I think we're savvy enough to understand it. Well, what the hell? Let's talk about this a little bit. What's the significance, do you feel, for Nick Mullins and Carter Bradley in this game, who I assume are going to take most of the snaps? Is there any significance for either one of those guys other than, hey, you're getting an opportunity? But we think there's more significance for Anthony Richardson, let's just say, when he's playing in Indianapolis because he's showcasing himself. Is Nick Mullins' job on the line? Do you think it's a decent battle between him and Carter Bradley? Is it an upgradable spot for the Jags that they might go look in the waiver wire at some point, even in September?
Hamby?
Backup quarterback expert.
Hamby?
Yeah, I think this is a big day. I'm really looking forward to seeing, especially Carter, throw the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the arm strength pops, and I really enjoy watching him throw the football. So I would like to have both those guys. I mean, I don't wish, obviously, I hope Carter, if he plays well and ends up as a second string on another team, that's good for him. That's better than being on the practice squad, I would assume. But I would like to keep him as a Jaguars fan. I think he'd be good, and maybe next year, I think when Mullins' contract is up, maybe you just slide Carter right in there as a guy who's already very familiar with the system. So I think it'll be fun. I think they're going to let it rip a little bit. I know Carter's going to let it rip. Like, he only plays one way, and he's going to throw the football down the field. Mullins, who knows? He's more apt to check it down and play within the offense and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I don't think most people are worried about that spot or caring about that spot that much. I just think it's interesting from a transactional standpoint how much is on the line in that room. I don't have a great feel for it. I'll probably have a better feel for it in a couple hours after a production meeting. Mm-hmm. But I just don't have a great feel about what that means. And we all know, I mean, there's such a gap between Trevor and your backup, which also can be a good thing and a bad thing, depending on what needed. So I don't think there's a lot there. But I do think the Carter Bradley stuff's interesting because he's had some good practice days. And can he chase down a Nick Mullins? He's a young guy. Mullins been around for a long time. That usually wins out in a backup quarterback room. All right, Austen, give it to us. What do you got? Let's go around the horn here. What are you looking for in this game that really could impact how the fans feel about this football team, especially?
Yeah, I mean, first thing I'm watching, like I talked about it, is the penalties. Had they cleaned things up from last year, right? And I get, like, towards the end of the season it was cleaned up a little bit, but I don't want to see the pre-snap penalties, don't want to see the false starts, don't want to see the legal motions, things like that. Because to me, yes, it's your twos, but that kind of speaks for what your coaching has been doing in training camp. So I'll be watching that closely. I mean, do we have any idea, is Rodriguez and Tootin not going to play?
I don't believe they are.
Okay.
My understanding is they will not play in this game. But again, I don't know that. I'm curious about that spot and also the linebacker spot. I'm under the assumption for our show today that those guys are not playing.
Okay, so then we'll just kind of bypass those two things. The other thing I've been talking about the entire training camp is kind of like that safety/cornerback spot, probably more of a safety spot, right? So we talk about guys like Jalen Husky, guys like Caleb Ransaw, Runyon Lane. One of those guys, if they do run a lot of dime this year, is going to be called upon to do a lot of different things, whether it's come up in the box, whether it's maybe play a linebacker position. So I'm going to be curious to see if whether it's Ransaw, whether it's Lane, whether it's Husky, if one of those guys can separate themselves and establish to say, hey, if we go dime a lot or if we go nickel and we rotate some guys in, you guys can definitely depend on me. So I'll be watching that as well.
I think you bring up a great point. And I think it's actually something that I mentioned earlier in the show, even Trayvon Walker. People aren't talking about him. I think the guy nobody really is talking about at all. And what does that mean exactly is Caleb Ransaw.
Yep.
I think
I had him on my list.
I think Eric Murray's played really well, had a good camp. I think there's a little bit of heat on him being pushed, which is a good thing. But I think he's played. I think when I've been out there, I thought he's a guy that's flashed to me. I think he's had a really nice camp, and you know what he can do as a decade in the league, and you want that. You like that. And you know what you know, which is I always think is a massive thing rather than the unknown. I think Antonio Johnson. I mean, all you got to do is listen to Liam Cohen this week on the podium talk about him. I mean, he's a guy that was fighting for basically a spot on the roster last year, and now he's a guy. He says, not just a guy, he's a guy, and I think that's massive because those are going to be your two guys, in my opinion. But then we're in all those three safety looks that the Jags are going to play. Where does Ransaw come into play? I would assume Johnson, because of his size, will kick in more of that nickel safety spot. But Ransaw he's a terrific athlete. He was a big investment for this football team. Obviously, we got nothing in terms of a glimpse of him last year with the injury, but it's just been quiet on the Ransaw front, Hamby. So I don't fully know what to expect. And I think it would be a very nice thing to see him flash and get people excited about a young player that has a lot of tools and is gifted athletically, but can he factor into the equation on defense?
Yeah, 1,000%. I was trying to think. I've tried to go back every day and was like, all right, which person have I not, whose name I really haven't heard do much at practice? And obviously, the further you go, the names you scratch off the list. Well, at this point, we're 2 full weeks in, you really haven't heard much about Ransaw at all. So yeah, I think one of the biggest things I'll be looking for tomorrow night is does Ransaw do anything on defense? So specifically, I think that we've heard his name in special teams, and I think Farwell's sung his praises in special teams as a gunner. But with all due respect, I don't care about that. I want you to come make a play, pass breakup, hit somebody. I don't care. Have good coverage or anything like that. On the defensive side of the football. For me, the other thing I'll be looking for, I want to see Borkature in the pass game. Like, if they dump him a screen even, just like, does he make a guy miss? That would be nice to see. That would be something that, I would love a broken tackle from Bork or maybe just a couple of catches. Also, while we're talking tight ends, shout out to Will Mallory, Prov alum. I think he was 6 catches for 80 yards last night. For the Colts, most of that from Anthony Richardson, so I guess I owe him a thank you for that, which is sick. But I want to see Bork and Koziel. Like, is there a red zone target for either one of those guys? That'd be cool. And then the last one, to put a bow on it, and I'm not sure this guy's going to play, but I would assume he would. It would be awesome to kind of put a bow on this week with a BJ Green sack. Just all I need for him to kind of cement in real live action of who he is and the kind of training camp that he's already had, for him to get in there and get to the quarterback, that'd be pretty cool to see.
So real quick too with Caleb Ransaw, and I spoke on this a little bit, and I want to talk about this again real quick. To me, that's the pick that we're gonna first get the preview of what kind of GM James Gladstone is. Yes, Travis Hunter, you drafted up to get him. That was bold, but at the same time, like, consensus boards, whatever thing. Yeah, he was an exciting player. Like, everyone's excited to have him. Caleb Ransaw was a guy that some people want to say that you gambled on a little bit. And you gambled on him by putting him out of his customary spot, possibly at corner, and moving him to safety when you had the consensus All-American and Xavier Watts right there for the picking. He goes to Atlanta. Xavier Watts is doing his thing now. And we're not really sure on Caleb Ransaw yet. And I'm not going to fault Caleb Ransaw. Like, I don't fault guys on getting hurt, right? Like, no, I mean, it is what it is. Injuries happen. So I'm not going to fault that pick at, pick number 88 for Caleb Ransaw right now. But I am curious to see what he's going to be doing this year, because you obviously saw a vision with him. You changed his position for a reason. Now, what is that going to look like? Because to echo what Hamby said, it's got to be a lot more than just a gunner, I feel like, at the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's all good stuff that you guys are saying. I don't disagree with you. That's why I brought him up. I mean, I think keep an eye on number 27. And really, if I could further your point a little bit more, Austen, I think there are 3 guys really in that category of maybe people, I don't know, scratching their heads might be a little, well, on some of them, one of them in particular, but at least curiosity of this makes you, what do you see versus what everybody else is seeing? I think you're right on Ransaw. Obviously, Borkature is another one of those. And people were like, what are you doing at 56, right? I mean, everybody said that. And he did have 2 touchdown catches yesterday. He's a guy that I think from a star power standpoint, he might be near the top of the list that's going to play in this game as a 2nd round pick and your first pick of this year's draft, the 2nd draft for James Gladstone. Monster selection. And so, yeah, get off to a good start would be nice. And then another guy in that category to some degree, I think, is Wyatt Milam. I mean, Milam, we did not see anything out of last year. I thought he got off to a bit of a slow start in camp. I don't know where he is exactly, but he's playing right tackle now, where, remember when we had talked to him in the spring, he was pretty much exclusive at right guard. It was him and McCarry that were pretty much the talk going into camp is Wyatt Milam going to beat out Patrick McCarry, who was a pretty big investment last year by this regime at right guard. That is not really the conversation right now, at least as we see it. He's moved over to right tackle because of some of the injuries, and we'll see how it shakes out in a month. But I think Wyatt Milam is a big part of this too. And listen, the offensive line has to work, as a group. They're beat up in that spot. You could see some leakiness tomorrow in that offensive line, but that doesn't mean you can't get some good reps and some good tape on Wyatt Milam. I think it would be a very nice thing to see for this regime, for this coaching staff, and really for a fan base who is high on him, yet still wondering what is he going to bring to the table.
No, without a doubt. I mean, those are two players that, there are some questions right now. And it's wild because I feel like shrouding that is the Travis Hunter conversation all the time, where it's like he gets all the headlines and stuff of that draft class. But there's other guys too, and hey, make no mistake, Tutin's going to be relied on regardless. He's going to be the starter or Chris Rodriguez, but we know what Tutin's going to be, right? You got him in the late round, so that's good value and everything. But what was Tutin? Was he fourth?
Fourth round, yeah.
Yeah, fourth. So yeah, I mean, good value nonetheless. But yeah, to me, Wyatt Milam and Caleb Branshaw right now, those are two questions where how do they fit in this team? And you start to ask what the thought process was of bringing those guys here. If we don't get to see them a lot during the regular season.
Well, and in that same context, there's question marks on that front, right? Albert Regis, haven't heard a ton about him this camp. How's he going to factor in? Will Ororo play in this game? Can we see some flashes, get you excited about that on the front? I would think he would play in this game. Wesley Williams, a fourth-round pick. Does he flash a little bit in a game like this with opportunity where he might not get as much, obviously, in the regular season, but he can come in and play? Hamby, you brought up something with listen, we could go down the list. I get it. We kind of are. But BJ Green was actually in my kind of on my list. But it wasn't for the way you just put it. And now you've got me thinking a little bit. And again, I'll find out probably in a couple hours here in a production meeting. But I was just saying, hey, you're already like quietly becoming the star, right? I mean, in a way, more people are talking about BJ Green than Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker this camp. Mm-hmm. And he's had so many good practices. So can you go do it again? Can you have a couple of dominant reps where we see number 95? But I didn't even think about it in the context of will he play? That's the way you presented it. Yeah. I mean, holy cow, if he doesn't play, that says a whole lot about what this team thinks of him as basically their third pass rusher. Now, let me make a prediction. I do think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to sit. But I just thought the fact that you even brought it up in that way, that said, wow, is he even going to play in this game? Or they value him to the point where, hey, we got to be careful here. And he's already done his work. I don't think that is the case. But it's an interesting idea just to even bring up how good maybe he has been from what a difference a year makes, right? From this time last year where he had to make splashes to get on the team to, man, we all feel at least externally and maybe even internally like he is the Jags' third pass rusher behind 44 and 41.
100% agree. Yeah, I mean, Brent, when Cohen said, no starters, I think at the very top of the list was BJ Green. I mean, his spot how is his spot not solidified, guys? I mean, how is he not the third best edge rusher on this team? I mean, unless maybe the only thing I can think of is if you were strictly counting Dennis Gardeck at that spot, which I don't because they list him as a linebacker, and there might be BJ Green might be better at getting to the passer than even Gardeck is. So, and I don't know that. We need to see more. But I just don't understand. I just don't know the scenario where he's not your third best edge rusher. And so you might not even need to see him tonight. Now, I hope they do. I think they will. But I'd much rather see, if I'm Cohen, well, BJ Green's proven to me enough. His spot's good. How about Danny Strigow? I mean, we love him, but have we seen much from him so far? How about Wesley Williams? Why don't we get him as many reps as possible? And Durfee as well to see if, hey, should we keep – I mean, because not all those guys are going to make the team. I mean, of those three, I don't think all three are making it. Between Strigow, Wesley Williams, and Durfee as a seventh-round pick, I'd give them as much run as possible in these three games.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I do think BJ Green's going to play, but how much he plays, how quick he comes out, could also be a little bit of a story there. What you're saying. So, hey, I think there is a bunch to watch for the folks that obviously eat and breathe and sleep the Jaguars, I think there's a lot of stuff to watch in this football game. I see Austen chuckling at the at the chat. What got your attention?
Gladstone has had 2 drafts and still hasn't addressed the backup quarterback in the 3rd round. I think he's safe to say he's way over his head.
Bruh.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I can't see completely great, but I think it's got to be Mr. Hugo.
Well, and ironically, the 3rd round quarterback that we all disliked last night really shined out with Drew Aller. He looked good.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, he did. He had 3 touchdowns, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked like he knew what he was doing. But
and hey, the Arizona quarterbacks are looking good. Minshew looked good, I think, last night.
Yeah,
I thought Jacoby made to Marvin Harrison was pretty sick.
I didn't see that. He threw like one. Was that like the only pass he threw?
Pretty much.
Or maybe it was one drive. I saw it.
Is it true that Carson Beck faked an injury to avoid playing against Mendoza again?
Bruh.
Is that true?
Is that true?
You've been on too much Twitter.
That actually happened?
I don't think so.
I know.
I
know.
I know. Is that what was out there, huh?
Say what?
That's what was out there.
Oh, no. Was it out there? I was just I mean, that's me and my friend talking about last night. Yeah, I don't think that was
What was the panic level after yesterday's practice on Twitter? Was there some?
Yeah, there was definitely some. We're getting cooked by Tyler Shuck.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. You know me. My algorithm doesn't really have a lot of Jaguars fans right now, so I couldn't really tell.
I will tell you this: I saw a lot of Saints stuff, and the Saints were like really. The beat guys were really high on that practice, like really high.
Yeah. Even their coach, Kellen Moore, was really high on that practice.
Yeah. So, I mean, and players like you mentioned the players too. Though, man, I think Chase Young and others were like that. Olave was really. He's like, that was great. That was great work.
See, we spoke on this yesterday a little bit. I feel like you had 2 teams going into that practice that really needed like a B12 shot on offense a little bit, and because by reports, like the Saints were kind of anemic for the first couple of days of training camp in terms of what their offense was doing. So I feel like that was the extra incentive to be at home in front of their home crowd to really come out and treat this like a game, to kind of hit after the whistle a little bit, because they needed that kick in the ass. Let's just say. Not to say that the Jaguars didn't need that either from Liam Cohen, because I think it's been a little up and down on offense, but I just think that's where the Saints were at yesterday, where it was like this was almost like their preseason Super Bowl, where they had to showcase a better showing on offense.
Yeah, they were the more urgent team. It seemed like that, and they listen. Jags have been there many a times. I mean, we know what that is. Like, hey, you're trying to grab onto something that's going to give you a little bit of confidence and hope and. Going into the season, I think the Saints are in there as a 6-win team, and second year of Kellen Moore, and Shuck is your quarterback, and they got some nice players. But one thing that we didn't mention yesterday, they didn't have Cameron Jordan out there yesterday on defense, and their defense still played pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, they could be. I don't know what those odds were in the NFC South. They could be a sneaky in a wide open NFC South. Mm-hmm. I don't rule out the Saints because their defense is going to keep them around. And now you got 2 backs. You got a receiver. They really like the Jordan Tyson kid, although he got banged up with a hamstring. So we'll see how that goes for him. And you guys like Shuck. I don't really know a lot about Shuck, but you've liked Shuck, I think, Austen, for a little bit now, and what he did last year. So I think fantasy people like what they saw at the end of last year from him. So
one note real quick.
Good team.
To John Keebler in the chat, Cooper Hodges was waived by the Jacksonville Jaguars in April. So if you're wondering where he's at, he is not on a team as of right now.
Yeah, I'm glad you referenced that. I saw that too. The Hodges story is in a way a sad one because they really liked him as a 6th-round pick out of Baker County and App State, and he got 2 preseason leg injuries. And the first one, remember, against the Detroit Lions on a special teams play was bad. The second one, and now I can't exactly, maybe that was the Lions one. I can't remember which year was which, but the second one was really bad. Like, it was a really bad, like they wondered right away if it would, if he'd be able to come back from it. He tried like hell. And I just don't think he could ever get back to, what he was after those 2 significant leg injuries, specifically the second one. So it's kind of a sad story. That he had a very promising career in front of him. The veteran guys, the coaches really raved about him. I think they thought they found one of those gems that Austen talks about in the late rounds of that draft that could have been an offensive lineman for them for years to come at right guard. And those two significant leg injuries have basically wiped out his career. So tough go for a good dude too in Cooper Hodges. Hey, let's hit a break. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jacks 20. Oh, one thing I did want to mention because I forget about it. You mentioned LaQuinn Allen going to break in the last segment. Did you see what Liam Cohen said about him? He's like, yeah, I had to pull him back a little bit because he can get into a different universe.
Hamby, can you pull out the picture one more time of LaQuinn Allen? I mean, I just want to. Could we see it next to Travis Etienne?
Yes. I got rid of it, but here it comes.
By the way, he had the best run of yesterday, too. I know everybody talks about his physicality. I do wonder if he can help out a little bit more offensively in the passing game. He only had 10 catches last year. He caught a million passes at Syracuse.
Brent, I asked this to Hamby during the break. How is LaQuinn Allen bigger than Travis Etienne, and Travis Etienne's got pads on?
Yeah, that's a good call.
Is this AI?
I didn't really look at it that way.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Big dude.
He's a big dude.
He's 6'1".
Built like a G.I. Joe, huh?
Yeah, he
it comes that random drug
running.
test, though.
He does look different running at 6. Like, it's very noticeable how tall he is when he's running the football. But he also looks a lot faster. And I think we've kind of joked around. Is that the number 36 versus the number 5 he's now wearing? He does look faster to me. I think he said he's faster. But it's all about physical for LaQuinn Allen, and he brings so much to the table. I think Trevor Lawrence said last week he's already the best what the hell am I looking for? Third down back? Protector in the no, not catcher. Protector, basically.
Okay.
In the National Football League. So that's how valuable he is on third downs. And I think the league knows about it. We'll be right back. Brent and Austen Show live on the road from New Orleans to Jacksonville. On the road, always presented by Nimnick Buick GMC.
When we say the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is everywhere, we mean it. If you don't want to see our ugly faces and you just want to hear our takes, listen to the podcast. It's up 30 minutes after every live show. Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Google Play. It's really that simple. Just pull out your phone. I'm on Spotify, Action Sports Jacks. Every episode is right there, split into hour chunks, so you get exactly what you're looking for.
I think it would be a better chance that Branson Combs wins the weak side linebacker spot than Wyatt Milam wins the right guard spot. And that's more because Patrick McCarry has done more in the league.
Stupid take.
He's more.
Maybe you only have 15 minutes before the kids come home. You don't have time to listen to the full show. You're craving Jags content. The YouTube page is for you. We have a separate playlist called Brent and Austen Show Segments. It's Jags only conversations right there every day. Subscribe. Don't miss any Jags content. Action Sports Jacks.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jacks into the search bar, and then click Action News Jacks thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jacks Now. with daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax now using your Roku device.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Action Sports Jax 24/7 is your home for high school football in the 904. Get ready for each week of action Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock with the Blitz Breakdown, talking everything high school football in the Jacksonville area. And when the lights get bright on Friday night, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is there with live broadcasts of our game of the week and the Friday night Zone Blitz, giving you live looks into the biggest games in the area and coverage lasting until midnight.
Here's the kick, the snap, the hold, the kick is blocked!
And they're going for the end zone, and they got a guy! Touchdown! And what?
Find these broadcasts available on YouTube, X, Facebook, and of course, ActionSportsJax.com. And the action doesn't stop there. Find even more high school football on the Action Sports Jax social channels with content posted throughout the week. When you're looking for the best high school football coverage in the 904, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is ready for the Blitz.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Oh, what do we have here? Pat McAfee dropping an album. So this is real, right? I mean, Hamby just texted us this few minutes before the show today. Mm-hmm. And I don't know much about this part of Pat McAfee. Is he like in a band? Does he sing? Is this a joke? What is this?
So all I know about this is that he's been teasing this now for like the past 3 or 4 months.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought it was a joke, like when he was teasing it. I didn't think it was actually going to be a complete album. But no, I guess it's an album. And I'm not going to lie, I ain't going to listen to it.
Well, you just did in the commercial break. If you heard anything from this window, that was that.
Okay. Could we get a little I don't want to get us demonetized on YouTube. Could we play a little sample or not? Or is that not smart?
I feel like we could play maybe 10 seconds.
All right.
Let's see.
Because I didn't really get to hear it in the break. I was watching something else on my phone. Yeah, this is exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah, me too.
That's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so let me break this down. So I had no idea about this. I have not seen those teases or heard about them, Austen.
Yeah.
So this was a complete shock to me, and so I'm interested just because from the standpoint of I want to see how close this is to exactly what I think it is. And as soon as I heard this, I was like, okay, this is gonna be Jelly Roll, and the sole goal here is to try and produce the intros and outros to SEC game day, on a Saturday kickoff. When they have that kind of, it's country rock. They're gonna play it out to commercial break. They'll throw some Switchfoot in there every once in a while, but for the most part, it's like Jelly Roll, and it's maybe a little Kenny Chesney or somebody like that. Okay, it's to a T. It literally sounds like you took a Jelly Roll song and just put Pat McAfee's voice. Better than I thought, still heavily edited. You can tell right off the bat that he's had quite a bit of help.
Yeah.
But he's not tone deaf by any means. He's got you can tell that he's got rhythm and he can sing a tad. So this does nothing for me. But it's one of those things in today's day and age, guys, and I'm sure everybody at this point knows this. There is a direct formula to coming up with something catchy, right? It's very easy to come up with something catchy. It's very hard to come up with something that's original sounding, that's also catchy. But he worked with, I actually looked it up after I listened to the first 2 or 3 songs, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He decided to do it after talking with Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll set him up with Ernest. So if you don't know of Ernest, he has his own stuff, but Ernest is more so a songwriter and a producer in Nashville. Right.
Yeah. Goes to camp, goes to jail, goes to space.
I don't know that.
I know you don't. It's okay, man.
Okay, anyway.
That one wasn't for you. Brent got that one.
Cool. Anyway, where was I at? So yeah, I'm sure Ernest has the direct formula to whatever is catchy in this kind of stomp rock kind of thing, and they just I think it's Pat McAfee's original lyrics with some help. So I'm only 3 or 4 songs in, but 0 points for originality, but I can applaud the effort, I guess. But yeah, this does nothing for me. I will never listen to it again, other than the fact that when this does inevitably play on College Game Day, like, you will tap your foot to it. Like, you will nod your head to it, but that's for 30 seconds and not for a full album listen.
Yeah, I think you described it well. I think you're right. I think it's exactly what you would picture it to be for a College Game Day, which is, they've been doing that now for 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. Going back, I think Big and Rich were one of the initial ones in that genre to get on College Game Day, and now they've moved it around. So, yeah, I mean, no different than Sunday night intro. They still have Carrie Underwood on Sunday night, I think.
I think so.
So,
Austen, have you ever seen the clip of Carrie Underwood as a judge on American Idol, vibing to "Freak on a Leash"? That long-haired dude who went up there and screamed it.
I don't think so. She's vibing, like she understands who Korn is.
Yeah, she knows the whole song. She knows every lyric. It's kind of sick. Sorry, Brent. Go ahead.
I like that. Well, the fun fact about "Freak on a Leash" that Paul Posluszny has told it before. Never listened to any type of music before the game. Would just stare in his playbook and just sit there somber.
Insane.
Yeah, but he said if he ever, as I asked him, I'm like, dude, if I could give you my headphones and I could give you one song to play, what would you play? He goes, Korn, "Freak on a Leash." I go, okay.
Yep.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to normalcy, sir.
Every
Respect.
UFC intro of all time.
That too, yeah.
I like it.
It's good, man. I like it. I dig Korn.
Yeah, I think I played that back in the WRDL Ashland University radio days. The Eagle.
"Freak on a Leash." Yeah. I like it, man.
I think I did. Played a lot of Korn back in the day.
Yeah, man.
So, anyway, here's the one thing I have. I think is really wild about McAfee, and I think we talk about character development in shows. The character development of this guy and the empire essentially that he's created. And by the way, in one respect could easily have been, hey, I made good money in the NFL. I'm going hunting. I'm going to work on my farm, and I'm going to go play golf or whatever you do, because he had that life ready to live if he wanted it. He had played in the league for a long time. He was pretty well set financially. Yeah. Maybe, pop in a radio show or, whatever, do a podcast to some degree, but not to this. I mean, he has essentially built an empire now. It is one of the most unique character developments in sports history, in broadcasting history. And it's pretty amazing. And it's something that you can't really duplicate. Now, what I do think at times, and I wonder this, and I don't know where the line is, and I guess for them to stay fresh, you have to push the line, is when's enough, right? I mean, is this the thing that goes a little bit too far? And it's like, all right, come on, man, you need an album, right?
I was just going to go here, Brent. I was literally just going to go here.
I think that we're getting a little to that, Austen. And again, I have a lot of respect for McAfee, all right? I don't watch a show every day. I have a lot of respect for him, though, and what he's built. And you just can't deny it. It's very impressive. And he's, again, hard to duplicate. He's a unicorn in many, many ways. But I also, I just think, like, I think we're getting a little fatigue on him potentially, right? And I think we're close to that.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like, and I've never actually like watched like more than 5 minutes on the Pat McAfee show. Not to say like I don't respect it, because I do think that he's changed the landscape of how you view sports. Now, whether that's good or bad, I mean, he's at the forefront of it. He's the architect of it. So like, props to him for being an innovator. But like, to me, with Pat McAfee and like his style and his personality, like, dude, he's from the Midwest. I literally went to high school with 10 Pat McAfees who talk just like him, who act just like him, who at any random time in a corner bar will take off their shirt and go crazy. Like, I've been around that my entire life, so it's not like I got to tune in to watch it. What's he gonna do next? Like, I really don't care. Like, I'm accustomed to that, and I do agree with you when you ask yourself, okay, like, so what's the goal here? Like, you got in, you were with Barstool, and then you go do your separate thing, and you crush it. You bet on yourself, and it pays dividends. So then you're like at the forefront of a sports media conglomerate, let's just call it. But then that wasn't good enough. So then let's go to professional wrestling and let's be an announcer there. Well, then that wasn't good enough. So then let's go to College Game Day and do the whole thing. Well, then that wasn't good enough. So then let's like go make a country album now. So yeah, I really don't know how much is enough, but I feel like that's a time that we're living in now, because we see it with Tom Brady, we see it with everybody, where you aren't defined anymore just by one thing. Like, you're
one sector.
Like, you're defined now by like being this entity almost. Like, as dark as that sounds, like it's what it is. Like, no, I can't just be in sports. I gotta be in wrestling. Well, sports entertainment. I gotta be in wrestling. Well, I can't just be in wrestling. I have to be in country music. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I honestly don't understand it, because to me, like, if I'm in sports media, I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I'm being successful, making a lot of money. Cool. Like, let me just chill here and just keep building that up. Like, I don't understand the need to go to different sectors and to try to take over those things as well.
Yeah, I always call this, to me, and it's the best way for me to describe it is it's like the chase for the girl in high school. Right. I mean, when you're chasing in high school or middle school or whatever, you're just like, that's what it's about. It's not about like settling down and getting married. It's about like, hey, did she go on a date with you? Right. Did she say yeah or whatever? I think it's like, that's the excitement level of it. And then, hey, maybe it works out for a few weeks or a couple of months or whatever it is. But
yeah, there's
something to it at that stage of your life that's like, hey, I'm going to give this a run. I'm going to try to get the courage up, do this, through this. And it's almost like a drug at times in that stage of your life. Well, I think we all have that in other stages of our lives too, to keep us fresh or what other, whatever it is. And for McAfee right now, like, I can respect that. I can respect the chase. Like, he could settle down and make his $50-60 million and what he's already done. Instead, he's still hustling. I respect the work. He's all over the place. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's on the West Coast, the East Coast, to try like that's a lot. He's not a young guy. I mean, that's a lot. So I can respect all that. I just wonder where that fatigue sets in on someone. But you got to ride the wave. You got to ride the wave and get the most out of it. I don't think he's after the money. He's got plenty of money. I just think, why not keep riding the wave? Like, I don't know where we are with Stephen A. Smith. I feel like we finally, over the last couple of years, hit fatigue on Stephen A. Smith. I think some of it's the bit. Some of it's the nature. It's a lot going around right now where ESPN's even making a turn, where this constant like battle and debate of the genre of ESPN has now fizzled out and turned into, okay, we're going to go back to just having talking sports and other things. But I think a big part of the problem for Stephen A. Smith was, I think there's a turnoff when you start hearing he's making $20 million a year. You're like, for what? Like, he's overpaid in many respects. And then he starts talking about getting into the political sector, and he's doing stuff in political world. And then that's too far for people. Like, now they back off. Now you're like, okay, you lost me. And so I do think as a public, we prop these guys up. We buy into everything that's going on. And then we're like, all right, that's enough. Get out of here. And I just wonder at times, when will that come from McAfee,
Well, no, I hear you, man. And without getting too political, but like, listen, man, our commander-in-chief was a reality TV star, and look what he accomplished. And like, that's that. It is what it is now. And Stephen A. Smith might be taking that same route and like running for senator or president or whatever the case may be. And this is like where I just can't comprehend it, and I don't think I ever will. And this is coming from a guy who chased the NFL, who chased the UFC, who chases trying to break his neck on a snowboard all the time. Like, I understand that rush and that feeling. But I think when you look at people like Stephen A. Smith, like Pat McAfee, like Tom Brady, and I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their life, man. I'm having, I'm trying to make it through myself, right, in my own life. But I feel like their journeys, man, it's never ending. Like with Pat McAfee, Brent, you're asking, like, okay, what's gonna be enough? It's never enough, man. Like it's an addiction. Like probably be like a reality TV star next to Pat McAfee. I don't know, like a movie star. Like I feel like you get to an amount of fame and fortune, and you're comfortable, but you're not comfortable. It's like, well, I need to chase the next thing because I need to fulfill some other thing, and then that's crazy to me. Right? Like that I can't comprehend. Like I can comprehend chasing things and pushing yourself and doing all that. But eventually it gets to a point where it's like, what's the end goal here? Like, how does this end for me? Right? Like with fighting, listen, I can keep on doing it if I want to, right? And I can keep on trying to shake hands with CT if I want to, but I really don't. Right? Like I would much rather be a dad and hang out with my son and be in shape and do all that stuff than like chase this unattainable goal maybe of becoming a UFC champion one day. That's just where I fit in, right? So I don't know, man. I just felt like, without getting like too much on it, I feel like I'm on a soapbox right now a little bit. But I always felt like, and this can be to anybody in the chat, or if you're working a 9 to 5, or if you're a mega superstar like Pat McAfee is, I think people try to chase happiness, and I think that's a never-ending chase. Like, take it from someone who had, all the money in the world as a rookie in the NFL. Like, that was cool. I got to buy the truck that I wanted, but, like, life went on. Problems, piled up and everything, and then life got real for me. Like, there's a such thing as chasing happiness. What you should try to chase is peace. Like, because once you're at peace, no matter if good things happen to you or bad things happen to you, you're content. You're okay. So this whole trying to chase fame and happiness thing, man, and once again, I don't want to speak for anybody else. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. Try to chase peace and be happy with where you're at, and not so much of, I got to go do this, I got to go do that, because it is a never-ending journey, and you will never be happy.
Yeah, it's a hamster wheel. Yeah, it's a hamster wheel. But listen, I do respect it. I respect the heck out of it, but I don't. To your point, I don't understand it. Like, that's not the world I'm living in, so I don't know what that feel is like. I mean, and I don't really desire it at all either. Like that's. Mm-hmm. I think everybody thinks they desire that stuff. I just don't. I wouldn't. I think there's too much. I got enough on my plate right now. I feel like I can't imagine what that's like. Like, that is crazy.
Dude,
what's going on?
And once again, not telling anybody how to live their life, but like he's married, yeah, and family.
Yeah, I think he's married and kids. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like, man, how do you balance all that?
Crazy. But what a run. What a run for McAfee. Purdue. He will. Here's the one more thing that I think he'll do at some point, and I think he'll be very good at it, is he's got to host a game show at some point, right?
No.
I don't think he's definitely going to host a game show at some point.
He'll definitely do like a Family Feud or something when Steve Harvey's done. But like I can also see McAfee trying to be an actor. I really can. Like the next Will Ferrell or something, I feel like.
He should be a judge on America's Got Talent or something.
That too. Yeah, I mean, dude, he's not going anywhere. Like, he's only going to be bigger and bigger.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, good for him. Hey, that'd be awesome, right? Him doing Family Feud, but he turns it into where he's swearing now on Family Feud. What?
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if you watch Steve Harvey's Family Feud, but every once in a while, like, they push the envelope.
I know, and he does.
Thought about killing myself. Yeah, that was like a big meme for a while, or a GIF or whatever.
But the one with Harvey is a little bit more innuendo.
Yeah, yeah. It's not so much in your face.
The wholesome feel of the families. It'd be great if you just flipped that on its head.
Real quick. I mean, since we're on this conversation real quick, and it's Friday, so let's have some fun. If you could host any game show, what are you hosting? Hamby, feel free to take part.
Oh, man.
I always say, I don't think I'd be that great on Family Feud. I don't know if I'm witty enough for that.
Okay.
I feel like at times, because I actually think about that stuff. So like, how hard is this one to host? But I think Harvey's like really good at it. I think he really he's terrific.
See, but Harvey's good, but also I'm kind of envious of Harvey because like when people say a stupid thing, you can kind of just call him out on it. Like, oh, that was a dumb answer.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That's one of my dream jobs. I feel like just calling out stupid answers.
I like that
the whole time, and then like the whole family was like, "Good answer." No, it ain't. Don't encourage him. Like, give me the top 5 things that you're gonna find in your car, and someone says, I don't know,
a dead body.
A dead body.
Oh, that's a great answer. Great answer.
And the cousin's just like,
yeah. But Harvey's face says more than his words most of the time.
Yeah.
That's where he's really good, you know. But
okay, so you're not doing Family Feud. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna answer your question. I'd be Wheel of Fortune for me. I always loved Wheel of Fortune, and I think, to be honest with you, I think, not that I'm looking for the easiest job in the world. It's got to be the easiest gig ever.
Brent's literally gonna tell Vanna, yeah, just go turn over those numbers. Just like Steph's got to hold it down at home. Vanna White's holding it down on the board, man. Brent, all you got to do is just say,
easy.
That's correct or that's not correct. Yeah, that's a pretty easy gig.
That's it.
Is that Pat Sajak?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yeah. Did he pass?
It's now, what's his name?
Seacrest.
It's
Seacrest,
who also.
Did Pat Sajak die?
No, I think he's still alive.
Okay.
Is he?
I
thought he was still.
He definitely obviously retired a few years ago. Seacrest took over.
He is still alive.
Okay.
By the way, Seacrest is kind of very similar to McAfee on the
Before
rise.
social media almost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
he was that dude.
And he fills in for all the legends now. He takes over for all the legends. It was Casey Kasem and Pat Sajak.
Is Vanna White still doing her thing?
She is.
Oh, my word. How?
Dang.
Yeah.
She probably still looks okay.
She's 70.
She's 70 years old?
Yep.
I got to see a picture.
That will tell you how easy of a gig that show is, by the way.
She's got to stay in shape. Come on. Don't be a hater.
But I've heard, I think the game show life is the best life. They tape 5 episodes in a day, man. You can have
they tape for a month. Yeah. They tape for a month and take 11 months off.
Absolutely.
Look at Vanna White still doing her thing. Good for her. She's 70?
Yes.
I guess. I didn't know that. What
have you watched Family Feud? I'm not Family. Have you watched whatever Wheel of Fortune lately?
I've seen her.
Okay, it's impressive.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If I'm hosting any game show, if I can bring one back, I'm bringing back Deal or No Deal. I want to make a call up to that freaking banker and see what he's got. I want to hear his voice. I want to actually.
That was fun.
That would be cool.
But you don't need a banker anymore. It's ChatGPT now.
Oh no!
You're really gonna employ a banker? We're gonna be, hey, ChatGPT, what are the odds of them getting it?
The banker was sick. It was like this unknown guy. You could just see his silhouette. He was struck the fear at India.
Have you ever heard of my Deal or No Deal story?
No.
So if you type in Hans Hartleben, Deal or No Deal, or Deal or No Deal Donkey, there is a guy from our town that we all grew up with that was on Deal or No Deal, and he was doing pretty well. And he made the mistake of telling a Howie, hey, if I get a lot of money, I'm gonna buy my daughter a pony or whatever. Well, dude, so he was doing well, and then the banker heard it, and they offered him a pony and some money. So his daughter got all excited, and so he couldn't say no to the deal because he promised her a pony. So he got and he had to build a farm and everything, and the pony died a couple months later. Shout out to Hans.
That's brilliant.
He's a character, huh?
Is he a legend in the hometown now?
Oh, dude, Hans
Hartleben.
Hans Hartleben. He also has a bunch of because he tried to be an actor, so he's got a bunch of mock videos and stuff
out there.
And then he also was he was the announcer. He played beer league baseball. But then he also was the color commentator during the games as well. So dude does everything.
Legend.
But seriously, I'm not exaggerating. He is the Pat McAfee of my hometown.
That's awesome.
All right, this says Hans Hartleben is a car salesman from Stephen Point, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
He had the regular $1 million in his game, but he took a deal worth $44,000 and a pony. His case ended up holding $200,000.
Yep. Because he didn't want to make his daughter sad.
That's awesome.
Don't invite the family to the game. I don't need outside influence.
Hey, if we ever do if we ever do the hometown show that I would like to do, can we get him on?
Oh, dude, yeah, but we'll have to go over hey, we got to keep within reason, can't be cussing and stuff. But yeah, he'd be entertaining. But he is the quintessential small town Wisconsin guy.
Okay.
Yeah. And real quick, I want to say my game, it would be Price is Right, just for all the memories of growing up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Price is Right. Be good.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be good at it?
Would I be good at it?
Yeah, hosting it.
I mean, I feel like I just got to act old and be like, nope, that's too much.
Play the role.
Not a bad guess. Yeah, what do you got to do?
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty simple one too.
Yeah, because they have the other guy that like announces the prize, and I literally just got to be Bob Barker holding my skinny little weird microphone and just being like,
"Give me your best brand new car."
Well, that's the other guy though. I don't gotta say that.
I want
you got a brand new car.
Yeah. That's Hamby's role.
Yeah, Hamby, that's you.
No, I want you to do it.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Brand new car.
Not bad. I like it. You're hired.
Yeah, thank you.
You're hired. Hey, you guys just brought something to my attention, though. Who's going to come out with the idea? Which network? They should take us into AI. Is so hot right now. All the conversation, but I don't think half of the world even know like fully how it works. And you got like the Brainiacs telling you it's way more advanced than you even know. And if you're in it, you know, but if you don't, like you're on the outside looking in, don't even have time for it. They should bring AI to a game show. And like what you guys were saying, but like even have a robot host it. And you bring that, like the birth of AI shows up like to the masses in game show form. And then you're like, holy cow, like, wow, like we would get it. We would understand it.
I mean,
you know, like you like this on my egg drive-through better.
Well, no, I mean, here's where my mind goes. I'm trying to see you pitch this to like networks. I'm going to need a little more.
Well, first of all, it's cheap.
And for that reason,
you don't have to pay for Ryan Seacrest or whoever.
It's a good point. Good point.
So there is that.
But Brent, the only issue with that, I feel like, is AI can do a lot of things, but I feel like it's not to the point yet where it can like it has humor or it can like be like a people, because like that's what a game show is. Like you also have to be a people person.
Yeah, they say we're one generation away from potentially that. So maybe like its birth is in like 3 or 5 years away. But like we did, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Why can't you do something? Can you beat AI? Right? Like, can you stump AI or something like that? I don't know what it is, but
yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of have like with Shazam, they do that with like where you have to guess the song before Shazam does.
Okay, yeah.
Beat Shazam.
Yeah,
I think Jamie Foxx hosted that.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, the game shows are pop. They roll out more game show stuff now, reality shows, whatever, in prime coverage on CBS and Fox, and like I can't even keep up with them. I'm like, I've never seen this show before. So maybe it's the next foray into it. Hey, Ryan Seacrest, also Dick Clark. Wow, that is crazy. Dick Clark, Pat Sajak, and Casey Kasem, and has actually succeeded at it and succeeded.
Yeah,
like that's pretty good. I mean, what that might be more his. I wonder if that's more his story than American Idol, because that's where everybody knew him from. But
well, I told the story.
I always say he's the luckiest guy in the world, man.
Yeah, well, and I told you the story before. My mentor from the morning show, his name was Steve Smith. He found Ryan Seacrest.
That's right. He said that.
Yeah, and then he told me to wear a bandana every single day. I'm like, yeah, bro. I wore it like for a week. I'm like, dude, I'm over this. Like, if a bandana's got to be my brand, I don't want to be in morning radio anymore. You know?
Yeah, that's wild that he told you that.
I know.
I wish somebody would do that to me. Be like, hey, do this?
Well, dude, and you know me, like I'm trying to be a good soldier. I'm like, should I wear like a black bandana or a USA one? Which one do you want, Steve? Whatever you got. Cool, sounds good. But I really want to tell him, like, hey, man, I play in the NFL. I'm fighting the UFC. I think that should be a brand enough. I don't need to wear a bandana every single day to be like I'm the bandana guy. You know?
Yeah. Hamby, what do we need? What do we need now? What can we do?
Branding.
I mean, a beer. We're trying to give me a
what we're gonna need you on the Quinn Allen. It's the workout, right? If you got to pop steroids to get there, so be it. And the beard.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares if I'm jacked, man. Nobody cares.
Brent, people will start taking note. I'm telling you right now, people would care.
All
like
right.
if you're
give
interviewing,
me a cycle.
Yeah, if you're interviewing Branson Combs and you're bigger than Branson Combs, people will start to murmur.
I think you get labeled as differently like that too, like, and not always in a good way.
Yeah, Hamby, go ahead and put yourself on the screen real quick. Let me see what you need.
Okay. I actually didn't turn my light off today, but that's all right.
Yeah. Well, that's the first thing he needs is some light.
Yes, he usually does need some light in that room. By the way, William Torres asked about the Blitz, and high school football starts next week at 11:15. We won't start our Blitz. So we'll have coverage tonight on 1st and 10, but won't have a full Blitz. Where are you, Hamby?
I need light.
We do need more light on you, man.
Little dark.
Hey, we're going on TV. We're going to get this thing primed and ready. We're going at Action Sports Jacks TV in October.
Okay, there we go. Welcome back.
Turn the light off to get the light on. I get it.
Yeah, I'm so confused by that. Maybe AI can explain that one to me because I have no idea how that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I think Hammy's got a Seacrest vibe going a little bit.
Oh no, I don't think that's good.
You're a good-looking dude. Embrace it.
Oh, I didn't think that's okay.
Well, okay, Hamby, let's call a spade a spade. Ryan Seacrest didn't get where he is at because he's an ugly guy.
No. And now he's like surgeried up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he's a Brent.
Clip it. Clip it.
He's a shrimp.
Brent texts Ryan Seacrest, says he can do a better job than Ryan Seacrest. Clip that. Clip it. Clip it. Hamby, dude, I mean, once again, this is kind of low-hanging fruit, and this is like everyone can do this. I say you get like the thick, and I mean like 5-ply thick mustache going on. Like I'm saying like
I had it,
but I'm saying even like more like
okay, yeah. I mean, I had it before the show. I haven't had it since
curl
the
it.
show started. I could curl it.
Be a vaudevillain
curl it?
type of dude. Yeah, like one of those silent movie types.
3 years ago, I could curl it.
Yeah.
I haven't had it since I started dating my wife.
There you go. And start wearing a top hat and monocle. That's what Steve
Okay.
Smith would have told you.
That's what I think.
That's what Steve Smith would have told you.
For that reason, now I'm gonna have to be out.
Hey, do you have any top hats at home? Yeah, go and wear one every single day and see what that looks like. Cool. All right.
That would be something.
Yeah.
You can be a thing. You got to have a thing. It's your stick. It's your call.
Yeah.
It's your play-by-play call.
Brent, did you ever meet Steve? Did you ever have to have a meeting with him?
Oh, Masked Singer.
Steve Smith?
No.
No, you never did?
No.
Yeah.
No.
He was
Oh,
the
wait. No,
character
I met Steve Smith. Met Steve Smith.
Yeah. Well, he had like a Jerry curl, like a perm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him at the, I think, Chicago draft is where I interviewed him.
No, not the NFL, Brent. Not the NFL player.
Oh, I don't know what Steve Smith you're talking
Brent,
about.
I'm talking about the Steve. Brent, the NFL player didn't get Ryan Seacrest his job. My guy has. You've been thinking I've been talking about Steve Smith Sr. the entire time for the Baltimore Ravens?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go to break, Amby.
Yeah, that's at the weekend.
Let's go to break.
I got to see this guy. Do I know him? No, don't go to break.
He was my.
Oh, I got him now.
Brett, he was my mentor on the morning show. No, Steve Smith Jr. from the Carolina Panthers, or senior, whatever it is, and the Baltimore Ravens didn't have time to give me morning radio advice.
I wasn't marrying the Steve Smith topic.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Hamby, the Masked Singer, by the way, is a decent concept show, I will say. I don't watch it all the time, but the concept of the show was decent.
Hamby, I can see you hosting it. Just don't make the guests, please. Because, I remember the first time I watched it, Jenny McCarthy was like, it's Barack Obama! And it was literally like Antonio Brown. Relax. Jenny McCarthy.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back, you'll hear about Parker Washington. Washington, quick couple minutes. And also where you can see Cam Little this weekend. We'll tell you that. Not just on Saturday. We mean back in Jacksonville. That is coming up right after this. And again, the new Action Sports Jacks TV launching in October. That was big news of the week. I'm going to put you in the back there. Just there's room for Austen. Make room for Austen. Forget about the suit.
Oh, boy.
Attention, Jacksonville drivers. We heard you loud and clear. You told us oil changes were taking too long, and we listened. That's why we're proud to introduce our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil change without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it. In the neighborhood, running errands, just realized you're overdue, just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
plays harder or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austen. I really appreciate you having me on.
From high school football, college game days, the AFC,
wide open, caught for a touchdown.
The NFC,
he gets there, touchdown, Seattle.
The PGA,
unbelievable.
World Cup soccer, NASCAR,
Denny Hamlin's victory in Nashville.
Baseball.
Fly ball deep center. Edmonds going back. The ball is going long.
Local Jag shows.
You feel the energy in here? There should be energy. Jags are in the middle of a playoff race.
And of course, your official stations of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lloyd, pick six. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
We have all the sports, the exclusive interviews.
We got the best fans in the NFL.
The biggest games, the live events to help make your business soar. So hold on and see why live sports is where you need to be. On CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. Get in the game.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3, don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval!
ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
How about $5 food for the Jacksonville Jaguars games? Hey, you guys were calling for this, Hamby. Austen fans.
That's right.
Good move by the Jags, right?
Oh,
Great move.
Come on. Yeah, of course.
You know, you can already bring food in, I think, in a plastic bag, and you can bring like unopened water in. So there's been some of that, and now they'll have concessions. I think 4 different concessions with like hot dogs and nachos and popcorn. Those are like the $5 foods items. And they're also giving away some free snacks, I think, inside the club area. So a nice pivot for the Jags. And this isn't under the new stadium. This is for this year. This starts next week with the preseason games. So
why is this happening?
That's a good question, Hamby. I'm not fully sure why that is. Why right now?
What are they trying to cover up, huh, Hamby? Is that what
No. But it's like we talked about why the Falcons are able to do that, and that's for a very specific reason. That wasn't just, hey, I want to make everything cheaper, which is part of it, but not all of it. So I was just wondering if there was something behind the scenes, some kind of licensing deal that allowed the Jags to. Because that's millions of dollars over the course of a season.
Well, I was going to ask. So this is a full season. It's not just a preseason thing, Brent?
No, I think it's the whole season. Yeah,
okay.
It says 2026. Now, listen, I'm just trying to get in their marketing mind a little bit. We know higher ticket prices are coming with the new stadium. Is this a good way to get as best in the graces of fans and say, hey, we're trying to do our best to help you as well? Maybe. I don't know. That's just part of the give and take of professional sports, I think. So $5 food for 1 year, guarantee that won't make it to the new stadium, says Mr. Hugo. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long this is. I guess we will find out. I want to, Hamby, it looks like Martin's going in and out a little bit, so maybe I'll get him to refresh. In the meantime, we got a quick 2-minute Parker Washington conversation, and I wanted you guys to hear that. What were the emoji eyes all about last week? We got the answer to that question. So check in with a 2-minute chat with Parker Washington after practice yesterday.
Let's see if I can find it.
If you can find it, if you can get it. What did you think the emojis were about, Austen?
That he had a good practice.
Yeah, well, you were right, I think.
Was I?
Well, pretty much. We pretty much knew after a few hours that it wasn't about the contract, right? I mean, there would have been news that was pretty imminent. So
yeah.
Here we go.
But I think as ask this question to him, you'll hear his response, and you can tell that he almost didn't know that him putting something out there would get the reaction that it did. It was a pretty innocent post. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as cryptic as maybe we thought it was. Here's a quick conversation with Parker.
I feel like the mindset is just one play at a time, and just staying focused. Because early in the practice, I didn't get throws right off rip, So, but my mindset is just one play at a time and stay ready. Because now when we start to get the throws, you got to be ready to make the play. And I made those plays today, and it was cool to connect. So I feel like it's just a mindset of just staying ready, staying focused, and just continue to have fun.
You got physical. You got a little scuffle in there too. Get the juices flowing, right?
Yeah, it comes with it. I feel like there's somebody on our unit that's like, we're gonna start something. But we're being smart, being professional, and just getting the best work in that we can.
You obviously have been really doing well at camp day in, day out. Is it nice? You learn everybody else's tendencies at practice, your own guys. Is it nice to see what someone else will offer on the other side of the ball?
Yeah, it's cool to see because they don't know what we're doing quite yet, so just getting the opportunity to just continue to go work on what we've been working on and just see it come to life. And it was a long day today, but I feel like as a unit we just stayed together and we made the play that we were supposed to make.
How good did it feel to execute the way you guys did in the red zone? Because it looked like they maybe had the upper hand until that point in the practice. How good was the red zone today?
Yeah, Jacoby went crazy. It felt like every time we threw the ball, he was catching a touchdown. So it's just cool to see that our receiver room can make those plays. And obviously we're running the ball good in the red zone too. So I feel like we're just bringing it all together one day at a time, and it's going to be special.
You're an emoji guy now. Would you put an emoji on the practice today?
Hey, man, I'm just going to put laughing emojis. Let's just keep it rolling, man. We're having some fun out here.
What were those emojis about?
It was more so just for that play that I made with Trev through the deep ball, but it went to a whole different area in life. So I wasn't trying to go that route, but it was just cool to kind of get that reaction from people, and I know they're excited for me and excited for this team, and it's gonna be a special year.
Power of Parker, man.
Hey, chop wood, carry water. Let's keep it rolling.
Water, man. Look at that. Speaking of, Martin Buckley's going to join us in a minute. This is a perfect segue, Austen Lane, because I keep saying I don't know of another player that has gone to this level of stardom so fast in Jacksonville and covering these Jags. It's so long. And I think it would be a good idea for Palm Beach Autographs and Martin Buckley to get Parker Washington out there for an autograph session pretty soon. That would probably be a good idea because his stock price is booming in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, I think every fantasy football expert out there has him as like a top 10 wide receiver now, right? So it's wild how, and I don't want to call it an overnight sensation because we've seen this in training camp before, right? But now it's like he's had his opportunities in games, and obviously now with the new contract and everything, there's just a lot to like with Parker Washington. But I do want to say it's also refreshing to hear Jacoby Myers, who is like the bassist in the Beatles sometimes, or the drummer. It's like you kind of forget about how good he is. Right? Like, how many times have we mentioned Jacoby Myers this year on the show so far? Not too many. Yeah, so it's really cool that he's been getting some love as well.
$20 million guy, and nobody's mentioned his name. Speaking of $20 million man, let's get to Martin Buckley from Palm Beach Autographs. He obviously, I think you've seen him. He's out at a golf course, and so the connection is just okay. I think we have his audio, which means we missed the beautiful growing of the beard from Martin Buckley. But what are you doing? What tournament are you at?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. You're in the middle of nowhere, Gainesville. I can tell that. That's what's happening. I've been there, done that before. All right, Buckley. I don't think this is going to work, so I'm going to pump your stuff for you anyway. This part of the reason we're going to get
Dan Hicken Oh Dear of the Week.
Yeah, we're going to get part of the reason I wanted to get Martin on, tell us a little bit about what he's got coming up, because I think it's going to get fans excited. And Hamby, I don't know if you have those or not, but Cam Little is going to be part of a signing coming up at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles in conjunction with Palm Beach Autograph. That's coming up Sunday. And so I wanted to let everybody know about that. Obviously, Jags play tomorrow. We have a conversation coming up with Cam tomorrow on our pre-game show as well. But from 4:30 to 6, he's going to be at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles in Jacksonville. And obviously, that's usually a fun time hanging out with Cam. And then next week, Buster Brown is going to do a signing as well with Palm Beach Autographs in the Avenues Mall. So that one will be next week on the 22nd after the Jaguars preseason game. So Buckley's been working on some deals. As I said, he should get Parker Washington soon enough, maybe. Buster Brown, another guy whose stock has risen, but Cam Little will be a big attraction, I think, on Sunday, Austen.
No, without a doubt, man. And can we bring anything for Cam to sign? Can we bring like an M&M Funko Pop and just say, hey, Cam, can you, with that blonde hair?
It is. He's actually grown in now. Like it's pretty. It's definitely not
back to normal, pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see once the season starts. If we make like, I say we go like a Jaguar print or something on there, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, listen, and like Cam Little, like obviously he's a kicker, right? And he set some records, but he's also got a personality. To me, like that's a little rare. I mean, yeah, you got Pat McAfee with the punter and everything, but like how many kickers are actually like entertaining, funny, witty, all that stuff? Josh Scobie was. I'll say Scobie all day, but
Scobie was. I'm telling you, this kid he's fun. You'll like the conversation tomorrow, but it's a little deep dive on what he works on. It's coming off a really nice year. What do you work on as a kicker, right? Everybody tries to get better, but what does he work on? I asked about that, and can he actually kick it longer? Yeah. He gave some good insight about some of the things that at his age, especially, he's working on. He actually spent some time yesterday with Morton Anderson, Hall of Famer. And he was at the Saints practice yesterday. And think about this. Morton Anderson ended his career in 2007, which means I think like Cam Little was 3 years old when Morton Anderson ended his career. But he had such an appreciation for him and respect. He knows the history of the game in that way, which I thought was pretty cool from Cam Little too.
Well, hopefully he's not teaching Cam Little how to kick in Jacksonville. Am I right?
I asked him, I said, do you know the story in Jacksonville? And he's like, no. So I had to tell him, but I didn't want to rain on his parade too much.
Sure.
Thankfully, Cam didn't bring that up to Morton. He didn't.
No, I worked with Morton at a couple of charities for the Super Bowl for a food bank and everything. So I had many laughs at Morton's expense about the Jaguars game and everything. But he's a great sport, man. He's good. One of the best personalities I've ever met in football, man. He's a great dude.
He said something similar. So he took it well when you were ribbing him, huh?
Well, he was actually kind of like ripping himself. He's like, "Oh, you're from Jacksonville, huh?" I go, "Yep." And he goes, "You know, I have history there." I go, "I know." And then like, he kind of like broke it down. So I wasn't trying to like, I was like a rookie at the time too. So I'm not trying to like splash any waves or anything. But he's a really good sport. He was cool.
All right, man. Go have a good weekend. Pregame show for you tomorrow on Jaguars.com, and we'll have all our TV stuff tomorrow, of course, right here from New Orleans as we continue on the road and really kick off this football season. Just getting warmed up. Have a good Friday, good weekend. Back at it on Monday, and if Hamby does his job really well, we might even have a new look on Monday.
Show those headshots one more time, Hamby, with everybody, quick.
Oh boy!
Come on, man! Show off the new brand. Let's see that AI suit. There you go. Looking good.
Looking good. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Attention Jacksonville drivers, we heard you loud and clear. You told us oil changes were taking too long, and we listened. That's why we're proud to introduce our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil changed without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it. In the neighborhood, running errands, just realized you're overdue? Just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
No one does it better, plays harder, or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austen. I really appreciate you having me on.
From high school football, college game days, the AFC,
Wide open, caught for a touchdown.
the NFC,
He gets there, touchdown, Seattle.